I invite Mr. Rowland Abonta to the podium. Thank you very much, sir. Please let's give him a round of applause.
The Honorable Minister of Works, Power and Housing, Mr. Raji Fashola, ably represented by the Minister of State for Housing, our own dear Honorable Mustafa Babasho, the Directors of Land, Federal and State Directors, I dare say distinguished noble colleagues and gentlemen of the press. On behalf of the National Council and the entire members of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, I congratulate the Honorable Minister of Works, Power and Housing, His Excellency Mr. Raji Fashola, SNN, on the occasion of this 25th Conference of Directors of Land, which he graciously approved and sponsored. I wish to also congratulate my dear noble colleagues, estate surveyors and valuers, who are federal and state directors of lands, for holding forth for the institution in the practice of land administration in Nigeria. It cannot be overemphasized that land is a key factor in all the developmental efforts of any nation in the world, and its proper administration determines the level of economic growth of the nation and well-being of its people. In Nigeria, the Land Use Act, Cap. L5 LFN 2004, is the main law regulating the administration and use of land. This act, enacted since 1978, has never been amended till date, even in the face of continuous dynamic changes in our economic development. The major reason for non-amendment of the law is the inclusion of the Act in the 1979 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which makes it impossible to amend the Act without first amending the Constitution. Every call for the removal of the Act from the Constitution by our profession and other allied professions in Nigeria have not been heeded to by various past administrations due to lack of political will by the political class and fear of losing the control given to the state governors by the Act as trustees of all lands within their states. This has impeded developmental efforts in Nigeria to a large extent. We, as a professional body, therefore wish to continue in our call to the present administration at all levels to take necessary action in removing the Land Use Act from the Constitution and make it amendable to reviews in reflecting the developmental needs of the nation. We call on this august body to come up with well-articulated regulations through land policy for the implementation of the Land Use Act, which has been lacking from the inception of the Act till date. This will ensure uniformity and standardization in land administration in Nigeria. The Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers hereby offer to partner with government in achieving this. The need for an accelerated titling system that will ensure that all parcels of land in Nigeria have registrable title cannot be overemphasized, as this will release the economic potentials of such land and enhance the economic development of the nation. As a professional body, we condemn in totality the appointment of non-estate surveyors and valuers as directors of land and deeds registrars in some states against all extant laws and approved scheme of service in Nigeria. We call on such states and the Federal Capital Territory Administration to urgently correct this error, which has persisted for a long time now in obedience to the laws of the land. We also call on all federal and state MDAs to appoint estate surveyors and valuers to head their estate and housing divisions through department for professional efficiency in service delivery. We are engaging the various state governments which are operating the new land use charge system in their land administration on the merger of independent land through property taxes and charges into land use charge, thereby breaching some constitutional provisions and other extant laws. Our position is that the new land use charge laws must respect the constitutional provisions and the existing other extant laws on property taxes and development charges. We insist that the basis for every annual tax or charges should be the annual value of the subject property as determined by a registered estate surveyor and valuer. I wish all conference delegates fruitful deliberation and look forward to a very positive outcome of the conference that will better the practice of our profession in Nigeria. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, for that brief remarks. We'd like to take further goodwill message, and this time is from Rowland. We have in our midst the Executive Director, Rowland, the person of Niesv. Please let's give him a round of applause as he walks through the program.
Honorable Minister of State, Alhaji Mustapha Shehori, Director